Welcome you all to the course Database Management System. Myself Mohammad Asafuddin Mondal, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science and Engineering, Narula Institute of Technology. This is lecture number 14 of this course. During my lecture, I will discuss these topics. First, insert statement, then I will discuss about the delete statement, drop table statement, truncate statement, and alter statement. The first is insert statement. In my previous lecture, we have seen that how to create a relation or how to create a table with the help of create table command. But if you execute the command create table, then create table command only create the relation or only create the table, but the table is a blank table. Just only structure will be created, no data will be there. So the next step after creating the table, we have to insert the records or insert the information into the record into a table. For that, we have to use the insert statement command in the SQL. So with the help of insert into command or insert into statement, we can insert new record in a relation or in a table. So that means insert into is a SQL command by which we can insert new record. Now what is the general syntax? Insert into, insert space into, this is the keyword. Then we have to mention the name of the table. Then within bracket, we have to specify the columns against which we want to insert the record. An important point, all these columns should be there in the table. Then values, again it's a keyword, and then within bracket we have to provide all the value against the column which we want to insert. Again, another important point is that the value 1 definitely should correspond to column 1, value 2 correspond to column 2, value 3 correspond to column 3. That means the column 1, the value should against the particular column 1, as the column 1 is the first argument. So in the values, the corresponding value of the column 1 should be the first argument. That means there should be a match between the column and the value. Apart from that syntax, we can use the another syntax which is same. Insert space into is the keyword, then you have to mention the table name, then values within bracket, value 1, value 2, value 3, dot dot. So what is the difference between the first one and this one is that after table name we are omitting the column name. So you can exclude the list of column. That means in that case, by default, against all the column we are actually inserting the value. That means if we want to insert a new record against all the column, then this is the better option. That means no need to mention all the column name. As per the order of column in the relation, the value will be inserted automatically. But if you want to insert the record against a particular column, then you have to mention the column against which you want to insert. So like column 1, column 2, column 4, like that. But here if you exclude or omit the column name, then the value should be inserted against all the column into the table, and it should be the same order as the column appears in the relation. And take an example. Suppose we want to insert the record student table. So insert into is the command, then name of the table student, then in the bracket we are mentioning the attribute name id, comma name, comma department name, comma average marks, bracket close. Then values is the keyword. We are first providing the id 1, then we are providing the value name Rahul Sen, then we are providing the department CSE and the average marks 75.87. The notable point here is that last value is not within single quotes, because 75.87 which is correspond to the value of average marks, which is a numeric value, and numeric value should not be enclosed within single quotes. Only string value means char, varchar, varchar2 all should be within single quotes. So here another second syntax we can use in that example also. That means we can write insert into student, then you can omit id, name, that part, and then we are use value 1 Rahulson says 75.87. And this ordering is very important. means as per the column we have to provide the value. The next statement, the next command is delete statement. So delete statement is a SQL statement by which we can delete the existing records in a table. So to delete a record, either to delete all the records or either to delete a particular record from a table, we have to use the delete statement. So general syntax is, first point, if we want to delete all the records from a table, then we have to use delete from, then name of the table. Here suppose I want to delete all the records of student into the student relation, then we have to write delete, then from. So delete from is the keyword, then you have to mention the table name from where you want to delete all the records. So in that case it should be student. So if you execute the command delete from student in Oracle, what happened? Whatever the information, whatever the records are stored in student, all the record will be gets deleted. That means the table student will be exist in the DBMS, in the database. Student table will be remains there, but all the data will be deleted. Means the table will be blank. All the records are deleted. But suppose if you want to delete a specific record among multiple record, then we have to use the syntax which is delete from table name. So delete from is the keyword, then you have to mention table name, then we have to use the where clause, then where, then condition. Where is the clause? Where means it's a clause in SQL command which actually act as a filter. It acts as a filter. It filters the record based on the condition. For example, suppose we want to delete the student record whose ID is 2. Suppose in the student record we have multiple student records. Among the multiple records, we want to delete only the student record whose ID is 2. So how to write? Delete from, then table name student. So delete from student. Where is the clause? Then we have to give the condition. What is the condition? Where ID is equal to 2. So if we execute that command in Oracle, what will happen? First, that part will be executed. Means SQL engine, Oracle engine, first select the specific record among the multiple record based on the condition, and condition is ID equal to 2. So it will select only a single record whose ID is 2, and that particular record will be deleted from student. So that means the record of student will be gets deleted whose ID is 2. So difference between this one and this one is that if you use where clause, then a selected record will be deleted, and if we exclude the where clause, only if we use delete from student, then the whole record of the student table will be gets deleted, but table will remains there. The next statement is a drop table statement. Drop table statement is used in SQL language to drop an existing table in a database. That means suppose we have a table, multiple table. Among the multiple tables, it may happen that some table are no longer required. So we have to delete the table. So in that case, we have to use the drop table command. So syntax is drop table, then table name. For example, suppose we want to delete the table student, not the important one. We are not going to delete a particular record, rather we want to delete the whole table. So in that case, we have to use drop table student, not delete. So drop table student means if you execute the query in Oracle, student database or the student table will be deleted. So the very important point, the difference between drop table and delete is that delete means we are only deleting a particular record or set of record from a table. Record will be deleted, but table will be remains there. But in case of drop table, total table will be deleted. Table is not going to be there. Structure will also be gets deleted. The next command is truncate table statement or truncate table command. Truncate table command is SQL statement or SQL command which is used to delete the data inside a table, but not the table itself. Means it's a kind of similar to a delete statement or delete command. But the difference between delete command and the truncate table command is that in the delete command we can use where clause, but in truncate table command where clause we cannot use. The syntax is truncate table then table name. For example, truncate table student, if we execute the command truncate table student, what will happen? All the records of student will be gets deleted. That means no record will be there in the student table. All the records will be deleted from student table, but the table student will be remains there. Now in case of delete command, if we write delete from student and we can include where clause, that means if we write delete from student where id is equal to 2, that means a particular record will be gets deleted. In that means in case of delete command, the records are get deleted one by one, and for every delete operation the SQL engine maintains a log. That means for every delete operation, every record gets deleted, a corresponding log is maintained. But in case of truncate table, as a whole, all the records are gets deleted and a single transaction log will be recorded. That is why truncate command is faster than delete command. And another important point, if you execute the truncate table command, you cannot roll back the data. Rollback means you cannot get back the original data. We will discuss the rollback command in more details in the next lecture. The next is alter table statement or alter table command. The alter table command can be used in two ways. First, it can be used to add, delete, or modify the columns in an existing table, or it can be used to add and drop various integrity constraints or the other constraints that are exist in a table. So first we'll discuss the first use of alter table command. So how to add a column in an existing table. Suppose a table is there with a set of column. Suppose in later we want to add extra column into the existing relation. So how to add the column? In that case we have to use the alter table command, and this is the general syntax. Alter table, then mention the table name, then add keyword, add is the keyword, then you have to specify the column name and the corresponding data type. For example, in the student relation, student table, already we have id attribute, name, average marks, and department attribute. Apart from these attributes, suppose few days later we want to include another attribute, email of the student. So that means we have to add extra attribute. How to do that? With the help of alter table. So alter table, table name student, add, email is the attribute which we want to insert, then type of email, data type is varchar, and 255 is the length. So that is how we can add a column in a existing table. Similarly, as we can add a column, we can drop a column from an existing table. Again, we have to use the alter table command, and this is the general syntax. Alter table, then name of the table, then drop column is the, again it's a keyword, and you have to mention the column name which you want to drop. Suppose in the example which we have taken, suppose in the table student, suppose email attribute which we just previously added, suppose it is no longer required, so we need to exclude that attribute from the student relation. So that means how to drop, how to delete that attribute with the help of alter table command. So alter table student, then drop column is the keyword, then you have to mention the attribute name email. So email attribute will be gets deleted. Next, with the help of alter table command, we can modify or alter the column. For example, suppose date of birth attribute is already present to the student table. Suppose we want to no, it's okay. Suppose date of birth is there, and suppose we want to change the data type of date of birth. So how to do that? Alter table student, then add date of birth, then date. And suppose we want to change the date of birth to another data type year. So how to do that? Alter table name student, alter column date of birth year. That means date of birth, that particular attribute data type becomes year. That means we can change the data type of the attribute also. And these are the references. You may go through for more details of SQL.